Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. Barbata muttered and released his emotions which were suppressed for tens of thousands of years. The pain from his master's death, the thrill from avenging him, and the memories from countless ages ago. Luo Feng, I'm okay now. Barbata looked at him, thank you. I owe Hu Yangbo a debt of gratitude, and I even paid my respects to him as my teacher before. This is what I should do. Barbata, now can I keep you back into the world ring? Luo Feng asked. In the ring, I can get guidance from the other emperors. I'll do my best to become undying as soon as possible. Barbata nodded. My current strength will only affect you, however I can contact you via my subsidiary AI. With a thought, Luo Feng placed Barbata back into his world ring. With the heart of evolution, Barbata was now similar to the automaton race. It was easy for them to reach Sector Lord, however, reaching undying was extremely hard. Luo Feng gazed at the shivering countless people below kneeling before him. He teleported and left Devil Hand Star. He's gone. The gold-armored god is gone. Too terrifying, the Demon Emperor had no resistance against him whatsoever. I heard that undyings have undying bodies, but he was still killed so easily. With the Demon Emperor dead, we have no need to fear anymore. This star field is now ours, ha ha. The power of Devil Hand Star started to shift immediately. In a distant star field away, countless light years away from humanity's territory, within a normal star. The stars were the most commonly seen heavenly bodies in space. This star, however, was somewhat special, because within, amidst the endless flames, there was a silhouette. This silhouette sat cross-legged within. There really was a warrior that killed me. A hate-filled voice resounded. This silhouette was Devil Hand Emperor Suo Luo Pu. He sat cross-legged, the star's heat not affecting him at all. And he was that strong, yet he still hid his identity. He may very well been sent by that Luo Feng. I had guessed long ago that this day might come. He muttered softly. Back then Luo Feng was extremely exceptional during the genius battles, being absorbed into the virtual universe company. Even from back then, Devil Hand had been observing him. He suspected that Luo Feng had gotten Hu Yangbo's inheritance. When I killed Hu Yangbo back then, I used a soul technique to make sure he would die. Plus he fled too quickly into the dark universe, it was hard to chase him, and because of the treasure, I didn't continue. He had many hiding spots, who knows where he fled to. 50,000 years later, Luo Feng suddenly rose to power. A spirit reader just like him, and he could buy Earth, an aboriginal punk, without any special encounters. How could he afford a planet? And his performance was heavenly during the genius battles. I suspected back then he was linked to Hu Yangbo. However, he had been in the primal chaos city for such a long time, I couldn't do anything against him. Finally, he became a domain lord and returned to the Gunwu universe country, and the ship he used was actually the Yunmo planet ship. This ship confirmed my doubts that he was the disciple of Hu Yangbo. But he was the investigator this time and resided in the primal region of the virtual universe company. If I made a move and was discovered, I would be dead. I could only gamble that Hu Yangbo left no information on who killed him. If he knew what was good for them, he would let them go against an emperor. After all, when he was alive, his disciples were only that weak. How strong could his later disciples be? And he could never predict the future? Looks like my guess was wrong. He left something that told Luo Feng. Luo Feng's status is extremely high. It's very easy for him to engage a super warrior's help, for them to hide their identity and come kill me. He sat cross-legged within the burning star, and his eyes gleamed with ferocity. Luckily, even though I gambled, I didn't place all my bets on one table. I cut part of my god body, of which one part had 40% and another had 60%. God body separation. I left the weaker body to pretend to be seriously injured on Devil Hand Star, awaiting the day. The other, I hid in a distant region, patiently waiting. My plan was to wait 1 million years. If there was no danger after 1 million years, I would show myself again. Ha ha, Luckily I left a way out for myself. I'm not eligible to be revived, but I left a way out. Gold-armored warrior, even though I don't know who you are, I can guarantee that you were sent by Luo Feng. Other than him, there's no one else able to engage such a powerful being. Luo Feng. I may not win against you now, however, I will return. I will definitely return to humanity's territory. Devil Hand howled, his voice rippling throughout the star. God-body separation wasn't something normal warriors had the guts to do. Devil Hand separated his body into 60% and 40%, of which the 60% body had 10% of his perfect conditioned strength. As for the 40% body, it was even weaker. Under such circumstances, the strength drop was simply too much. Another risk was that if one side was soul-controlled, then all of Devil Hand will be controlled. The weaker one was, the easier it was to get controlled. There were two big risks. It wasn't something just anyone could risk. Of course, the only benefit of this was that he would have a chance to survive. The two separated bodies resonated off each other, hence both bodies would never regenerate. Only when one side had fallen would the other gradually recover over long periods of time to its perfect form. Time passed. The malevolent bug ship flew within the dark universe, maintaining 80 times light speed. Within the control room, a crystal-made dining table had a total of 12 super warriors sitting around it, and Luo Feng was in the main throne. Tomorrow we'll arrive at the secret region. It's been over 2 years, but we've finally arrived. To reaching the destination. Cheers! Luo Feng raised his glass. Congratulations, Master. The 12 warriors all shrank their bodies to human size, raising their glasses. They toasted and celebrated. At this time, Luo Feng still didn't know that he had only killed a portion of Devil Hand over 2 years ago. After all, the chances of that happening was very small. Actually, even if he did know, he had no way to do anything about it. The other portion of Devil Hand was hidden well within a distant region after all. Even so, Luo Feng wasn't afraid. It took trillions of years for him to become a low emperor. With Luo Feng's 12 slaves, they were all either emperor limits or pinnacle soul masters. A normal emperor didn't even have the right to become his slave. As for Tian Chen, Kai Mang, Honed Heart etc., these were all soul masters, and they all had a group of soul slaves under them. Only thing was, they had many normal undyings and officials, and occasionally a normal emperor. They weren't even worthy to show. Universe. Luo Feng lifted his glass, is too huge. By relying on God country teleportation, I reached close to the secret region, yet it's still close to 2 billion light years away. Even at 80 times light speed, it still took over 2 years. Master, the Black Flower region is simply too desolate, none of us have been there. Heavy Arrow smiled. The universe is vast and endless, with countless universe secret regions separated throughout. For those of us that have taken part in the outer region wars, we aren't even considered far from humanity itself. And there are several slaves under you that come from much further. However, there wasn't even one that has been to the Black Flower region. Hence, we have to fly for so long. Fu Shui added. Luo Feng nodded. The great being had placed the third black metal board within Ice Hell Star. It was desolate and dangerous, far from humanity. If he relied only on flying, at 80 times light speed, it would take over 100 years. One could only imagine the distance. Luckily he had a slave that could teleport close, saving most of the travel. And lucky this ship is that fast, faster than even the Yun Mo planet ship. Luo Feng thought. Rumble. A powerful energy ripple shockwaved from outside. It's a robbery. Another one. Heavy Arrow, Fu Shui, Ji Hong and Tian Chen all laughed. Luo Feng laughed too. The dark universe within humanity's territories was considered relatively safe, only very few would try and rob others within. It was mainly because humanity's control was very strong. However, outside of that, in the dark universe, in these desolate areas, it was common to have such incidents within the dark universe. It's some officials and normal undyings. Ji Hong extended his god energy over and swept the enemies, laughing. We are so lonely, Tian Chen said, after flying for over 2 years. Even though we encountered a few attempts, no one actually dared to make a move. They are not stupid either. Even though the living ship's level cannot be discerned from the outside, we've maintained a speed of 80 times light speed. Anyone that is able to do that, even most emperors don't have a ship like that. Would they dare? Ji Hong's voice was ear-piercing. He laughed. If you want to be attacked, it's simple. We just have to slow down to 10 times light speed. I guarantee, every day we'll be attacked at least once. Ha ha. Interesting. This has to be approved by the master. The warriors all laughed. Luo Feng laughed too. It took killing many warriors and enslaving many for him to get this ship. It was the fastest of all his ships. The Yunmo planet ship's max speed was 50 times light speed, and this was after modification from the Virtual Universe Company, and it was much harder to upgrade from there onwards. 80 times light speed, however, was unbelievable. No rush, when we get to the secret region, you will get to fight. Luo Feng smiled. The Black Flower secret region's largest diameter was 160,000 light years, and it was considered small amongst the secret regions. The entire level of danger was considered normal as well, as even normal undyings could enter. Other than 6 extremely dangerous areas, it was much less dangerous than many others, only threatening to normal undyings. And these 6 dangerous areas were spots that even knights could fall. Ice Hellstar was one of the 6 spots. Within the secret region, Ice Hellstar was the outermost region. A malevolent armored bug ship appeared within the space. Ice Hellstar, I've arrived. Luo Feng stood in the control room gazing out. He had gone through universe travel straight to the outer regions of Ice Hellstar, even though the Great Being had given him the exact coordinates. However, since it was a huge area, even knights wouldn't be so daring as to rush straight into the core region. Naturally, Luo Feng didn't dare to so either. According to the data, the Black Flower region's danger level is relatively low. However, this Ice Hellstar area is very dangerous. This test from the Great Being truly doesn't care about my survival. Luo Feng thought. As one of the greatest beings of the universe, it wasn't strange that he trained his disciples that way. 6 dangerous regions, these were all stated before. And the secret region is simply too huge. There are still many that haven't been explored. There might even be a 7th. A small secret region could have a diameter of tens of thousands of light years, and a large one could go from millions up to hundreds of millions light years. Not mentioning the super huge ones, just the million light year diameter ones, flying at light speed straight through it alone would take 1,000,000 years. To completely explore the area would require one passing through different areas trillions of times, and such scanning may not even detect its true dangers. How could one detect the dangers flying at light speed? Hence every secret region, warriors hardly went to the unexplored regions, unless they were completely confident. Depart. Luo Feng took the living ships and activated his large and mini scanners, allowing the living ship to head towards Ice Hellstar. He didn't dare teleport, as the entire region had a diameter of only 2.1 light years. Just one teleport could lead him straight into danger. The living ship flew at sub-light speed for over 3 months. Luo Feng closed his eyes and sat cross-legged within the control room. Warning, warning, attack imminent, attack imminent. The AI reported, power level high official, unable to damage the ship. HM? Luo Feng opened his eyes, his expression changed, not good. Rumble. Rumble. 2 powerful attacks swept past the ship, it only slightly shook, easily withstanding the attacks. Its defense was over 100 times stronger than the Yunmo planet ship, and the entire ship was infused with the special life form Nuawei Ka tree. It was a type of plant life form, with low offensive abilities and intellect, simple but with powerful survival abilities. Just like metal ships fusing with metal life forms, a living ship could fuse with special life forms too, allowing it to evolve. This ship had incredibly strong defense and was extremely fast, and it had the ability of regeneration. The only thing was that its offense was weak. Bastard. Luo Feng gritted his teeth after being attacked. Those bunch of bastards. He immediately teleported and flew out of the ship. Silver-armored and winged Luo Feng stood beside the ship and gazed far away. There in the distance he could see a vast green and purple Milky Way stretching through the space. This Milky Way was over 300 million kilometers thick, and over 100 million kilometers deep. Its length stretched on forever. This was the renowned star river of Ice Hell Star. Two bastards. Luo Feng looked about cautiously, after which he looked angrily at the two silhouettes that appeared from the star river. The ship could easily withstand the attacks, however Luo Feng was afraid of the energy ripples, spreading and drawing out the terrifying enemies within Ice Hell Star, the master of the area. Luckily we are still far from Ice Hell Star. He relaxed. Ha ha, human, do you think that we cannot detect you with your scanner jamming the signals? The ripples from flying at sub-light speed are easy for us to detect. However, your ship is not bad, it was able to withstand our attack. Human, why stand there? Why don't you come here? Don't you want to make a move? These two warriors had fish tails and were covered in black scales with a layer of green light surrounding them. As they shouted out, Luo Feng easily recognized them as the Etor race. They were adept in water, and this star river was filled with extremely cold droplets of water. This star river's water was known for its coldness and density. Even if an emperor entered it, he would feel extreme cold, reducing his speed to 1%. As long as one used the star river water to make a metal armor. Wearing it would allow one to withstand the cold, and one would be completely at home within the star river, with no resistance. It was obvious that the two warriors which were glowing with a layer of green light had worn the special armors. Ha ha, you afraid? The two warriors mocked, wanting to lure Luo Feng in. They had both stayed in the Star River for tens of thousands of years, and they were clear on the many dangerous areas. As long as Luo Feng rushed in, with their natural proficiency and the armor, plus their knowledge of the area about, they believed they could kill this human. Two scum. Luo Feng's expression grew serious. Two black balls appeared in his left palm. Go! They swiftly formed two beams of light, rushing towards the Star River. These balls were sealed stars, and every one of them was incredibly heavy, much heavier than stars. No matter how high the density of the Star River water, how could it compare to the sealed stars? The force had little effect on the balls. As for the cold, it was completely useless. Flee! The two Etor warriors quickly rushed into the Star River, however the two black balls were incredibly fast. His undying energy isn't weakened by the Star River at all. They couldn't believe as they fled, fighting hard to defend against the balls. Spirit energy piercing into the Star River would be weakened by 1,000 times. Luckily I have the General Soul, otherwise just relying on Sector Lord World energy, it would probably be destroyed by the Star River. Luo Feng's spirit energy was decreased by 1,000 times. Even so, with the ability to suppress Emperor limits, dealing with these two officials was easy enough. So heavy. The two Etor warriors could only feel the unbelievable force from the two black balls, knocking away their weapons and piercing their bodies. The balls pierced right through their chests. The Famo poison on the balls instantly began to madly corrode their bodies. Their eyes revealed shock and fear as they crumbled completely. They had spent too much time in the Star River. They didn't even fear emperors. However, they didn't expect to fall today. Luo Feng used his spirit energy to guide the black balls and treasures from the two officials back to him. Two arrogant punks. Luo Feng shook his head. He had ample preparation before coming, and he understood every bit of the special areas of Ice Hell Star. The Star River was vast, and within its depths there were some dangerous areas. The terrifying beings of Ice Hell Star were even more adept at the cold and the water. Luo Feng had never once thought of entering. The two of them were right in hiding in the water. Using their understanding of it and its specialties, plus their speed, even emperors couldn't deal with them. Luo Feng shook his head. If they knew of Blade River Emperor's name, it would have been another story. It was a pity the news had spread rampantly throughout the virtual universe network. Other than that, only the automaton race managed to get little information on him, much less the other pinnacle races. Even the demon race and bug race couldn't even complete their long-distance transmissions. As for these little races like the Etor, who lived far from everyone else, how could they know what happened in the outer region wars? Flying too fast in the universe ship creates space ripples. Teleporting will create special space ripples, allowing those proficient in it to detect. Luo Feng frowned in space. I'll just fly myself. The larger the frame, the more commotion there'll be. My body will definitely have less commotion than a living ship. Using the Shouwu wings to control space, I'll be extremely fast, and the effect on the space would be minimized. And I can fly slower. He kept the living ship and began to fly, accelerating gradually to 100,000 kilometers per second. With the Shouwu wings, the energy flow was much smoother. The mini-scanner completely covered him. He carefully proceeded. Whether it was because of the great being or the information he had found on the place before, he didn't dare get careless. As he got deeper, he discovered the many special things about the region. The outermost Star River. Along the way, there were frozen corpses floating casually around the 10,000 mausoleum. As one went even deeper inside, they could locate the dangerous Star Belt. Star Belt. He stood in space. Beside him ice mountains floated. Ahead was a colorful water flow, almost like a belt that revolved about the core area of Ice Hell Star. The water gave off terrifying cold energies. Luo Feng was that far away and yet he could still feel it. He knew that that wasn't water, but peculiar frozen little crystals, forming a landslide-like river flow. It was the second dangerous region of Ice Hell Star. As for the most dangerous, it was the core area's vast region, with the many frozen planets. With a glance, Luo Feng could easily see 100 of them. Ice Hell Stars. Luo Feng thought. Luo Feng stood beside the vast galaxy, gazing at the Ice Hell Star. Even though it was very far away, it was similar to how Earth humans could easily see the sun. Luo Feng's vision was at a level where he could see one's facial hairs up to 10,000 kilometers away. Naturally, he could see the distant Ice Hell Star easily. Black metal board. Luo Feng felt the strong calling from there. Yes. That one. He fixed his gaze on one particular star. It's coming from there. The coordinates the great being gave was right. The black metal board is there on that star. The mission he gave me was very simple. It was to enter the Ice Hell Star, take the metal board and leave. However, the stars are nests for special life forms, and every star represents a type of special life form. Luo Feng thought. The special life forms that lived within each Ice Hell Star was named Doku by the other races of the universe. Doku were life forms formed from extreme cold. They were demon-like in appearance and incredibly pure. Though pure, they were purely bloodthirsty, as killing was a game to them, and they felt no sense of evil. Even though they had no way to reproduce, they were all naturally talented. It was said that there were 1,000 Dokus within the area, and this was their nest. According to the information from the Virtual Universe Company, among these 1,000 Doku, there were 100 that became Undyings and 2 that even became Knights. Among which the 100 Undyings built their own Ice Hell Stars. Dokus are special life forms, and even at the same level, they are stronger than humans by 100 times. Luo Feng thought. A human emperor's body limit was 100,000 times that of Sector Lord strength, unless there was some genetic evolution. For the Dokus, however, an emperor could reach 10 million Sector Lord strength. This was their pure god body, and not accounting amplification techniques. Just like how the golden horned beast was 10 times stronger than humans. The special life forms of the universe, the weakest of the lot, were comparable to the beast. Every Ice Hell Star is very dangerous. I may be able to fight a Doku Undying, but the moment there's a commotion, I'll be exposed. He thought. There hasn't been anyone that had survived after being exposed within Ice Hell Star, because there were 2 knights there. They were special life forms, hence they were much more powerful than many human knights. Just as Luo Feng had finished observing the situation and pondering. Suddenly, a blurry silhouette rushed out from the vast space ahead. Ha, ha, ha. Ha. A crisp voice filled with cold energies pierced through the space and spread throughout. The laughter was filled with joy. Luo Feng gazed. In the distance 3 silhouettes rushed out, 1 purple in color, and 2 green-colored. The purple one was about 3.2 meters tall and graceful, and was completely purple. He had 100 purple braids from his head, the crystal-like armor on his body was translucent. From it, one could see its body, and it took on the form of a human lady. The other 2 green ones were 3.6 meter tall, extremely handsome, with 100 green braids each. They donned a green armor, and were similar to human males in looks. As special life forms, they had no sex distinction. This outer appearance purple represented the difference in their talent level. The purple were rarer, the green were more populated. The cold air around the purple Doku could easily freeze souls, and the green ones could freeze the bodies. Together, the 3 of them laughed and cheered about. Their speeds were incredible, easily reaching light speed and going through universe travel, disappearing from Luo Feng's sight. Universe travel? Luo Feng looked on carefully. The rubbish about the space about have been cleared, it's easy to reach light speed. The 3 Dokus earlier, they are weaker, they should be Sector Lord level. But their strength is similar to a normal Undying, and they can easily go through universe travel to return to their nest. Looks like I have to do it this way. Luo Feng nodded. Within his world ring, black-clothed Luo Feng stood there. The 12 warriors bowed respectfully. Master. Chen Chen. Luo Feng looked over. Master. Chen Chen replied. You have a few officials under you, right? Call them out. The more nimble the better, the smarter ones. Luo Feng said. Chen Chen and Kai Mang were both soul masters, both with a group of slaves under them. They may have few emperor slaves, but there were many officials. Yes. Chen Chen waved his hand, and beside him a 1.1 m tall little crooked being appeared. It was filled with black scales, and its eyes were jade green. This was the demon race's devil shell monkey. Master. It smiled evilly. From now on, you will listen to my master's orders. Chen Chen pointed at Luo Feng. Fully submit to him, his orders to you, is akin to my orders. Yes, yes, yes. The monkey replied. Black-cloaked Luo Feng looked at this official level Undying. You have a small and large scanner. No? It replied. Mars. Chen Chen was about to speak when he was shushed. Luo Feng flipped his hand and tossed out a scanner. This one has both the functions of a large and small scanner. This is a virtual universe connection device, anonymous device. Luo Feng tossed out an armband. Make them both recognize you. Yes, yes, yes. The monkey was very excited. Virtual universe. The helmet devices kept its users anonymous, much less with Luo Feng's high status. It was easy to get one that could last forever. The only thing was these devices were controlled strictly by the virtual universe. Listen well. Luo Feng ordered. The monkey listened. When you leave in a while, you will accelerate to light speed and universe travel. In the dark universe, you will reach these coordinates and come back to the actual universe. Luo Feng's armband projected the star map. It was within the ice hell stars, of which he gave exact coordinates. When you appear, you should be 16 million kilometers away from this ice hell star. Remember, you need to activate the mini scanner and hide your tracks to not be detected. Then you will sneak into this star that you are closest to and search for a black metal board. This is what it looks like. Luo Feng explained the metal board to him. He also explained what to do after discovering it, in case the monkey screwed up. It was better to personally tell him what to do. Very good. Luo Feng nodded. Get ready to leave, I will immediately lead you in. Yes. The monkey had no sense of hesitation. Luo Feng's order was akin to his master's order. Even if he ordered him to self-destruct now, he wouldn't even resist. Hence, the moment one soul was controlled, its entire core and being would submit to his master. Amidst the vast space, Luo Feng stood hidden. His mini-scanner was activated, and beside him stood the devil shell monkey. Just like that, accelerate and reach light speed and universe travel, go on. He ordered. Yes. The monkey's eyes were lit with excitement. His speed increased, becoming a beam of light in space, quickly reaching light speed. The space shook before he vanished. Luo Feng gazed at the scene. The Dokus use universe travel to get from one ice hell star to another and to return. The distance is so far, just flying normally would take 10 days to half a month, and universe travel ripples occur frequently. Then, the monkey's universe travel wouldn't garner too much attention. It'll depend on luck. Let's hope that its luck is good. Let this one slave bring me the metal board. Luo Feng thought. If he can't, at least I'll gain some information about the area. Entering the area was too dangerous. Luo Feng wouldn't blindly enter himself. 16 million kilometers away from the ice hell star, the universe space rippled and the monkey appeared. He naturally activated his scanner. It's been too lonely following the master for so many years with nothing to do. There's finally something to do. Just what is this place? It seems dangerous. The monkey surveyed the area cautiously, using his consciousness to connect to the virtual universe, sending everything he saw to Luo Feng. Ice hell star. The monkey was clueless but brave. He had never heard of ice hell star, and he didn't know just how dangerous it was, but he still flew in cautiously. 16 million kilometers was very close. Even though he flew slowly, he got close within an instant. 2 beams of light shot out. 2 Sector Lord Dokus appeared, and these 2 extremely handsome Dokus were chatting and laughing. Even though their gaze had passed the monkey, with the scanner blocking him, he was completely hidden. At least he was not visible to the naked eye. The 2 Dokus laughed and joked. They began to accelerate to light speed, after which they vanished into universe travel, heading to another area. Luckily they didn't discover me. However, Master sure is cowardly. The 2 punks should only be at Sector Lord level. I can easily kill them. He even made it so that I cannot attack anything. The monkey carefully began to fly into Ice Hell Star. Finally, he entered the Ice Hell Star. Luo Feng stood hidden within the space belt, his consciousness connected to the virtual universe. Virtual universe primal region, within his villa. He's entered Ice Hell Star. He sat his desk, looking at the laptop before him. The screen displayed everything the devil shell monkey was sending. You can only depend on yourself now. Even I don't know where the black metal board is hidden. Luo Feng looked on. Ice Hell Star's temperature was extremely cold. The monkey landed on the surface. So cold. It looked about, his mini scanner covering his area. What metal board does Master want? And where is it? This Ice Hell Star had a diameter of over 8,000 kilometers. Its surface was bare, only vast pathways lay ahead straight into the depths of the star. Pick a route. The monkey chose a path and sneaked in, relying on the small scanner to look about. The deeper he went, the colder it got. After about 3,000 kilometers, it finally reached the end. The depths of this star is actually a palace. It blinked its eyes and looked ahead. It was a completely purple and green mixed crystal palace that was over 1,000 kilometers tall. Terrifying energy emanated from within. A terrifying warrior is within. The monkey gritted his teeth. Master's Mazer, what should I do? It asked Luo Feng via the virtual universe. Activate your large scanner and control it to engulf the entire star, but avoid that palace. Other than that palace, scan everywhere else. Luo Feng ordered. Yes, Master's Master. It had no sense of disobeying, immediately activating the large scanner. It began to swiftly scan through the entire ice hell. Other than the palace itself, it scanned everything. All the information was sent via the virtual universe to Luo Feng. Luo Feng looked at his laptop and frowned. Ice Hell Star is very much like the Bug Clan mother nest. He said softly, all the areas within the star have nothing, it's simply all ice. Without a doubt, the black metal board should be within the palace. Devil Shell Monkey. Close the large scanner and activate your mini scanner and enter the palace. Luo Feng ordered. Yes, Master. The monkey felt the strong energy from the palace, but it had no way to go against Luo Feng's order. He could only cautiously enter. The palace was too huge and empty. He couldn't see anyone. So cold. It flew slowly through the palace, not daring to fly too fast, in case he drew attention from the powerful warrior. Just where is it, black metal board, where is it? The monkey used his mini scanner to search about, just as he flew past one door. A formless ripple spread throughout the entire palace. Other race. An enraged howl resounded. Purple light almost instantly appeared before the monkey. Not good. The monkey was shocked. Activate your large scanner and scan the entire palace before fleeing. Luo Feng quickly ordered from the virtual universe. The monkey immediately did just so. He couldn't care less as he fled for his life. You think you can run? The purple silhouette pointed at the monkey. A purple beam of light shot out of his crystal-like finger, hitting the monkey. Gege. A layer of ice swiftly formed throughout its body, becoming a huge ice block. The monkey was completely immobilized within, its soul imprints completely frozen to the point it crumbled. It had fallen. Actually, the moment it became a soul slave, it was akin to having fallen. The universe was like that. The weak was the prey of the strong. Humph. The powerful purple silhouette snorted coldly. These other races, they all wish to get the Ice Hell Star Stone and the Ice Hell Dew. An official, and yet he dared come here, become an ice statue. After which he waved his hand. A powerful energy flowed through the corpse within the ice as it flew straight into the corner of the palace. There were already tens of ice statues there. They were all other race undyings that had come here to explore the palace. They had all been frozen solid. Virtual universe. Luo Feng carefully examined the last scan, seeing the layout of the entire palace. This palace actually has Ice Hell Star Stone. Through the scan, he had detected a fingernail-sized translucent purple stone. The black metal board is stored in another location. Okay, luckily it isn't with the stone. Luo Feng thought there were two renowned treasures within Ice Hell Star, making some desperate warriors take the risk, gambling it all on the treasures. As long as they managed to get one, they would rise again. The first treasure was the Ice Hell Star Stone, another was the Ice Hell Dew, of which one took extreme amounts of efforts from the green docus to create while the other from the purple. These two were extremely valuable materials. They had special qualities. That fingernail-sized stone within the palace was worth about 2 trillion mixed elements. Treasure. However, the more valuable it is, the more dangerous the area. Luo Feng shook his head. Ice Hell Star is one of the top 6 most dangerous spots in the Black Flower region. Especially with the 2 Doku Knights, they are extremely powerful even amongst knights, akin to the Tianxia Palace leader. The Great Being's test sure isn't easy. This palace has obviously been refined by that undying Doku into a weapon. The moment anyone enters, it would immediately sense. Luo Feng frowned. If I want to get the black metal board, I have to enter the palace, and yet the moment I enter, I would be detected. Luo Feng stood hidden in space, gazing at the vast stars ahead, straight at that one Ice Hell Star. I will definitely be detected if I enter the palace. That would mean death. Luo Feng frowned. He looked forward, recalling the 3 sector lords earlier. He immediately thought, and the Mosha Luo Feng appeared. With black energies revolving about him, he became a 3.6 m tall green Doku, giving off ice-cold energies. Natural ability, Clone. His life energy swiftly changed, becoming exactly similar to that green Doku earlier. As long as one doesn't specially scan my body, no one will be able to detect. This is one of the many plans, and the safest one with the highest chance of success. Let's hope it works. The Earth body and the Mosha body looked at the distant Ice Hell Star, after which, the Mosha body became a beam of light. He quickly accelerated. The Mosha body had the presence of the 20th level of the Heavenly Bridge. In terms of strength, it could completely suppress normal officials. Its high law comprehension allowed it to easily reach light speed. Universe travel. In an instant. About 6 million kilometers away from the star, he appeared. It was in his green Doku form. His life energy was similar to the one before. Naturally, he flew openly towards the star. He wouldn't be stupid enough to use a scanner to hide himself. Bay Fa, Bay Fa. A voice resounded within his ears. Luo Feng was shocked, turning to look. A distant beam of light flew over. It was a purple 3.2-meter tall Doku. It was obviously more detailed and fine than Luo Feng. It flew over excitedly. Bay Fa, you heard that teacher Da Lao Shao caught another race warrior too. Ah, I only came here to pay my respects to him. Luo Feng thought fast and replied. Luckily, the language they used was the common demon language in the universe. Actually, due to the rarity of the special life forms, they all normally used common other race languages. Luo Feng could obviously use them too. As for his voice, he had heard the one before. Let's go, we can go see him together. The purple Doku grabbed Luo Feng's hand and flew downwards. Luo Feng could only follow. One green, one purple, flying down. Luo Feng had made ample preparation before. He also knew that the relations between the Dokus was very good. They were special life forms, born with endless lifespans. And life forms that could reproduce endlessly had to become undyings to achieve such a state. The long years of mingling together made it so that they valued every race member. As long as one died, even if it was only a sector Lord Punk, it would enrage all the Dokus. Even the two knights would come look for the murderer. However, the many explorers still killed many of them. The two held hands and followed the pathways of the Ice Hell Star, quickly reaching the Ice Palace. Teacher Da Lao Shou, Teacher Da Lao Shou. The purple Doku dragged Luo Feng and flew straight in. Luo Feng could only follow. They quickly reached the dangerous region of the palace. A silhouette walked out. It was the one that killed the monkey earlier. Wei Wu, Bei Fa, you've come. Da Lao Shou smiled, nothing like before. He was warm and friendly, but Luo Feng was clear. This was only towards its companions. If it discovered Luo Feng's identity, Da Lao Shou would definitely turn vicious. Where's that other race warrior? Wu Wei said, heading towards the ice statues. Moshe Luo Feng followed suit and looked at the ice statues behind. It's the demon race devil shell monkey, about official level strength. Da Lao Shou pointed at the statue. Wu Wei dragged Luo Feng and headed over. Luo Feng followed and landed before the monkey's statue. Ah, devil shell monkey, this is the first I've seen personally. Wu Wei's eyes gleamed. Bei Fa, you usually talk the most, why are you so quiet today? The purple silhouette reached Luo Feng in just one step, rubbing his braids affectionately. This video will end here.